What's up, my britches? If you're new here, hello, my name is Brittany, and we're back for another episode of Current Favorites. I'm going to talk about the things that I loved for the past however many months that you haven't seen me. And I have a couple fails for you, but these are the products that I have either bought more of because I love them so much, or I've just noticed that I've been reaching for them more. I might even have some honorable mentions as well, like newer-ish products that I just started using that I think are going to be favorites. I'm going to throw in a couple misses as well because we got to throw a little shade sometime. So all aboard the Hot Mess Express, everybody. Hi, everyone. I know it's late, but it's fine. If you're catching the playback, I would highly suggest watching it like 1.5 to 2 times faster. We love to chit chat. We love to ramble. Let's jump in. What do we think about the background? Are you guys into it? I've been doing a little organization over on my TikTok, so if you're not following me there, you should be. So I'm just going to jump right in because I've got some fitness, I've got some snacks, I've got some random ass shit. Let's just dive in because if you guys didn't know, I'm in my fitness girl era. I am officially a gym girly, guys. I've been going strong for like 2 months now. So the first thing that I'm going to share is something that I did not expect to like at all, but I have fallen... Let's try that again. I have fallen. Why is this not letting me do this? Okay, there we go. We had a little security issue. Okay, I was not expecting to like these shoes whatsoever. So these are the Hoka Bondi 9 running shoes. So I'm not a runner, all right? You could catch me on a treadmill, but I'm not usually going to be running long distance. I might sprint, but usually I'm a fast walker. That's my wheelhouse. I'll walk at like a 3.5 to 4. And I need some comfy ass shoes because, I'm a thicker girl. I got some weight that I'm carrying around. But these shoes right here, these are like walking on a platform cloud. All right. And now I say a platform because these are fairly chunky on the bottom, which you're going to see. I also did not think I was going to like these because they are technically like a wide shoe, but I have skinny feet and these still work for me. I do have a little bit of room on the sides of my feet, but it doesn't bother me. Like they don't feel too big. I just pull them nice and tight and they work perfectly. So I really like these for any time that I'm on the treadmill. Like I'm a walker, like I said. Anytime that I'm walking, these are the shoes that I always reach for. I love these, but again, just be mindful. They do feel a little bit weird at first because they are a little bit more chunky, but these are like walking on a goddamn cloud. They're fantastic. Megan says, oh my God, yes, Hokas are life. I'm from a nurse who's worked years in the OR. See, a lot of people were recommending to me the On Clouds, which I have a pair of On Clouds. These to me are better than On Clouds. I like these. I think they're more comfortable. They're just overall what I'm looking for. I want comfort. I want something that's going to be squishy and it's going to almost just give me that little bit of security that I'm looking for. Like some sneakers that I wear, like my ankles feel wobbly. Like those are to me are just like the perfect walking shoes. I'm kind of surprised to read that they're running shoes, but I think that they would work actually for that as well. These actually look cute, right, Deandra? They're comfy. Like, I don't even give a fuck if they're not cute. Like, they're comfy as fuck. So this is the exact pair that you'll see me. If you go on my TikTok, you'll see I've been doing, like, fitness updates and shit like that. These are typically the shoes that I'm wearing if I'm walking on a treadmill, like I said. Also, do you guys like the nails? Feeling festive as fuck. At first, I didn't really like them, but now I'm like, I kind of love these. All right. Anyways, sticking with like the fitness stuff, I have used this before. I just don't think that I've ever talked about it on YouTube. So I am a pre-workout girly. I need a little bit of boost to get my ass motivated to get my ass to the gym. So I will wake up and this is the first thing that I drink. It helps me with my water intake, but it also gives me that boost that I'm looking for. So I'll usually drink this at my house. By the time I drive to the gym, it's kicking in and it's giving me that almost like tingling sensation that I'm looking for. It gets me amped up. I love this stuff. It's Alani Nu. I feel like they have some of the best flavors when it comes to pre-workout. But the only 2 downfalls is it gives you that tingling sensation, like I said. But 2, it may or may not make you have to go to the bathroom. However, since I'm prioritizing protein, this helps me go to the bathroom, which is one thing that I like about it. So sometimes I'll drink it, I'll wait till I go to the bathroom, and then I'll go to the gym so we don't have any close calls while we're at the gym. So might be an overshare, but I don't give a fuck. You guys came here for this. So this stuff I really do like. This is Hawaiian shaped ice. I've used Blue Slush. I think there's one other flavor that I like, but I feel like I haven't tried it yet, but I've tried the, what do you call it? The energy drink version. It's the pink slush. I think that's going to be my favorite. I used to love the mimosa one that they used to have, but I don't think they have it anymore. But this one, yeah, but you were working. Deandra's working over there, making new eyeshadows and shit. Yes, we can't wait to see what you're cooking up over there. Okay, so that's my 2 fitness items that I'm like, all right, I want to make sure that I'm talking about these. I'm testing out the Nike Metcons. I just got some new Gymshark stuff. I posted that try-on over on TikTok if you want to see from the Whitney Simmons Adapt collection. I'll probably post a short on here too, so don't worry if you don't have TikTok. Next thing is a snack. Now, I cannot buy these anymore because I cannot control myself from Nerdy Nuts. So this is the Nerdy Nuts Dubai Chocolate Bar Peanut Butter. These are my second and third ones, and me and my stepdaughter fucking devoured. They're so good. So this has the, I'm going to pronounce it wrong. Is it Kataifi? Kataifi milk chocolate peanut butter, pistachio Kataifi cream, chocolate chips. I think that's all that's in here. It's a spoonable spread. I just eat it right out this damn jar, and it is phenomenal. They have a bunch of different flavors. One of my favorites that Nerdy Nuts has ever done was like banana bread, or no, banana, it was banana bread, or like a banana cream pie. I'm pretty sure it was banana bread though. So it's basically just a peanut butter treat. Probably not the most healthy thing to be consuming, but I don't give a fuck. I still allow myself little sugary snacks. And that just is so good. Love it. So that is my little snack recommendation. If you've never tried Nerdy Nuts, phenom. And I believe that they're a small business, so support local small business. We love that. Okay, moving on to fragrance. I have to talk about a few different ones. I'm going to put this one in here, even though I don't think this is any longer available. But in the event that it comes back or becomes a thing, this is from Jo Malone. So I got this during the, it was one of the Sephora sales. I think it was like the November VIB sale or whatever. So this is the Festive Duo. It has ginger biscuit and also orange bitters. Now this is getting out of season for me, but I tell you what, if these both restock next year, these will be both added to cart. These are fantastic. So ginger biscuit we've seen before, but orange bitters I'm pretty sure is a new scent. But I didn't see it available in a full size. So I got this little gift set. And I had to stop myself because I'm like, yo, I need to talk about these online before I use them all. But look at the dents that I made in these. Ginger biscuit is definitely the fave. It smells so good. It's like a gingerbread house. It smells delightful. But it's like a sexy gingerbread house. A sophisticated gingerbread house. I think it's very appropriate for like a date night, but it's definitely a scent that I would prioritize wintertime. Like that's very specific wintertime fragrance for me. Orange bitters, I feel like it's perfectly named because it's got the oranginess to it, but it's got that bitterness to it. I actually really liked pairing these both together. So good. So I just wanted to mention these because I don't think that they're available anymore. But these 2 fragrances from Jo Malone, if I'm getting into spring, summer, which you will see a recommendations video coming because you know I always come back to YouTube when there's a Sephora sale. Frangipani Flower, one of my favorite fragrances for spring, summer. So just adding that in for probably one of my next videos. So next one I want to talk about is Marseille. So I have 2, but one of them, wait till you see the dent. So this first one is the Une Nuit Parisienne. This is very different from my collection. I'm going to say it's like, it's hazelnut. It's musky. It's mostly musky in my opinion. It's very sophisticated smelling. It smells warm. That's the only way that I know how to explain it. I don't know how to explain fragrances ever, but the best way to explain this is it's like sexy, sweet, musky, almost like, I feel like this might even be like a unisex fragrance. I haven't had my husband try this, but I feel like this would be appropriate for him as well. But it's just very warm. It just gives me like, we're going out to an Italian restaurant that's going to be like super low lighting and you just want to smell just sweet, sophisticated, because it's a little bit of sweetness from that hazelnut. regardless, I'm bad at explaining fragrances. You guys know this by now. But this is one of the most unique fragrances that I have in my collection. If you've never tried Marseille, I would highly recommend getting the little sample gift set. That way you could at least try the fragrances. I think there's there's 6. There's 3 fragrances and 3 essences. And in the gift set, you could try all 6. I would highly recommend to get that. I bought one. They gifted me one. They did gift me both of these bottles, but I will fully purchase every single one because it is phenomenal, especially this one right here. This is Essence Vanille. The dent is insane, but I will tell you this. I hear everybody raving about vanilla fragrances. Like, this is no shade against like K. Alley vanilla. I feel like that's the most popular. There's a couple other ones. Like I feel I hear a lot about like body mists when it comes to vanilla. But nothing will ever touch Essence Vanille from Marseille because it's got the vanilla scent of like real vanilla. Like, it smells like real vanilla. That's the best way I can explain it. It smells like, not like vanilla bean. It just smells like you're pulling fucking vanilla, like fresh after marinating for like a year. It just has that perfect vanilla scent to it. But then it also has a lime hint to it. So it almost like amplifies it. Bitch, this is one of the best vanillas of all time. In my opinion, this is the best vanilla fragrance I've ever smelled because it's so unique and different, but it smells real. It doesn't smell like that artificial vanilla. Maybe that's what I should have said. It smells like real vanilla. It's phenomenal. Highly recommend. I think Marlena absolutely crushed it with that whole line because nothing smells like anything else I've ever smelled before. Everything's very unique, very on brand for Marlena, which I love. And then I have one more fragrance. This is new, but again, Deandra said vanilla extract. Maybe that's the best way to explain it because I feel like that's like pure vanilla, but it's got that key, it's almost like key lime note to it. So it's like amplified and it's sweet, but it's also, I don't know, it's a very strange, hold on, let me try to phrase this better. Like all the fragrances I love from Marseille, but this is the one that I'm just like, there's something about this. It smells almost like dessert-like, but in the most realistic way that's not overly sweet. I don't know. It's very weird, but I'm probably explaining this terribly. But it's just every time I smell this, I'm like, I just want to eat it. Like, it just smells so good and it smells fresh. But I say fresh, that's because I think it smells real. Like, it just doesn't have that artificial scent to it. So maybe vanilla extract is probably the best way to explain it. But it's got that lime note to it, which I feel like it just takes it up a notch. There we go. Okay, anyways, I think I spent way too much on that. But if you guys are interested, I would highly recommend get that little sampler gift set. That way you could at least try it. I love layering all of those fragrances as well. Marseille kills it. Okay, I am an affiliate of them as well. If you guys want a code, it's down in the description box. Next one. This is the newest fragrance to my collection. And I about shit my pants as soon as I saw that they were launching this. This just launched, like 2 weeks ago? Not even. Look at the dent already. So I was raving about this over on TikTok. And I want to say that I posted the shorts on here as well. If you love Moroccan oil, this is going to be your new best friend. This smells exactly like the Moroccan oil line. If you love the hair mist like I do, like the body fragrance mist or whatever, but that does not last. This will last. I've been testing this ever since I got it. I said in my initial videos, like, this is my new, like, summer fragrance. No. This is my gym fragrance right here. Whenever I'm going to the gym, this is what I spray on myself because it smells fresh. It smells a little bit florally, but it also smells super clean. I love this. I think it's excellent for the gym because there's nothing I hate more than these bitches that come into the gym that smell like Baccarat Rouge or even like Sol de Janeiro. Like, I love those fragrances, but not for a gym because I feel like it just like, it's so amplified. It's so over the top. It almost like swallows you whole with the fragrance. This, every time I walk in the gym, everybody's like, oh my God, you smell good. If I sit in the sauna when I've been sweating my ass off, people will still say that I smell good. It's this right here. This is such a phenomenal fragrance. I love it so much. And it's mainly because of how much I have loved the Moroccan oil fragrance for years now, especially that hair and like the hair and body mist. But I've always complained. I'm like, man, they need a perfume. Man, they need a perfume because the body mist does not it doesn't last. This will fucking last. Let me see. Megan said, so not gourmand vanilla, maybe more of a green vanilla. Maybe, I want to say the notes in the Essence Vanille, though, I want to say that there's like a gourmand note. Let me pull up the Marseille. We're gonna sidebar real quick. This is why I always tell you guys, watch it like 2 times the speed, because we like to take a sidebar every once in a while. So one thing I was so happy to see though was that they're doing like pre-sale. So that tells me they had a really good turnout. So the keynotes in Essence Vanille are vanilla, coriander, and key lime. So technically this is like a gourmand woody citrus, but I feel like when I hear woody, it takes me to a different place than where this fragrance takes me. But I think maybe what it's meaning is it's like the warmth of it. When I say warm for a fragrance, does it make sense? Let me just read what this says. Introduces a sweet, comforting vanilla note to any fine fragrance, enhancing it with a rich, creamy warmth that adds a touch of indulgence and elegance. A decadent, rich vanilla paired with a woody coriander and a juicy key lime. See, when I read that, I'm like, yes, okay, I get it. Each essence is a fine fragrance that can be worn alone, okay, or it can be paired. So the essence is technically designed to be paired, but you can wear it on its own. I wear it on its own all the time. So I feel like this, to me, it's just a great staple fragrance. Like, I mix this with almost every fragrance that I wear. I'll even mix it with the Moroccan oil. Like, just because I love the vanilla notes that it has, and I love that lime that just gives that little bit of sweetness, but it doesn't make it too sweet where you're just like, it's like that artificial vanilla. And I feel like that's where I'm getting at. I don't fucking know. That's where whenever I read things, I'm just like, I don't feel like that's where it's getting me, but just take my fucking word for it, guys, all right? God dang it. All right, next thing, we're going to jump into skincare, then we'll get into makeup. So I have to talk about this because this was recommended by a mutual of mine over mainly on TikTok. That's where I initially found her. Her name is Ange. So she is always talking about this Prequel line. So I'm like, okay, I'm interested. It's available at Target. So this is the multi-acid milk peel AHA exfoliating solution. Again, it's available at Target. It's like $22. So I actually reached out to her because she's marketed herself as a celebrity skincare specialist pretty much. So she is very knowledgeable about product, and I'm always like, girl, what would you recommend for skin like mine? Because I'm always talking about my texture and stuff like that. She is the one that put me onto this. And I will tell you, if you like the Paula's Choice BHA, this is very comparable to that. I will say, if you're more sensitive skin, you'll probably like the Paula's Choice better because this will give you that like tingling sensation, whereas I feel like the Paula's Choice doesn't. So this one for me, I actually like when I get that sensation because that makes me feel like it's working. But this is easily accessible. Again, it's available at Target. But I think that this is a great alternative if you're not wanting to spend the additional money on the Paula's Choice. So I have had really good results from this. If you look at my skin, like I feel like my texture is, it's not gone, but it's decent. She did recommend another product for me that I'll probably start incorporating when I run out a little bit more of my skincare, because you're not going to take Tatcha away from me. But these types of products, I don't mind interchanging just to see if anything makes a difference. And when I compare other BHA liquids that I've tried, this is probably my number 2. I do think I like the Paula's Choice a little bit better. I feel like it's more, do I want to say effective? I actually feel like they're pretty comparable. So I don't know, maybe I will tie this with the Paula's Choice. But I would say like this and Paula's Choice are my top 2 when it comes to exfoliating toners like that. I don't know what else to say other than like I think my skin looks great. I've been drinking a lot more water, so I don't know exactly if that is what has really helped with my texture, but I do feel that I notice my texture on my forehead is significantly better than what it was. So I was using the Paula's Choice before, But I'm very curious to see when I add in that next product that she recommends, if that takes my skin to like a whole nother level. So I'll keep you guys posted, but I did want to let you guys know, like, this didn't make me break out or anything like that. I did get like a couple pimples, just like, I know I had like a little marking right here, but I don't know if it was caused from that because I did mix up a couple different items. Like, I'm trying to go through samples and shit like that. So that is one of my skincare products. Next is going to be the Josie Maran, the body butter. I think these are fantastic. My favorite out of all of them is the topless tangerine. I just like how this one smells the best, but the formula on all these are just as good as each other. So I did also just pick up the scent Golden Hour. This one just launched, I think, like a week ago. This one, it doesn't really have much of a fragrance to it. So I think if you're intimidated by fragrances, this is a great line for that, because I feel like really none of them are super heavily fragrant. Like, it says amber and white musk, but I'm like, I really don't notice much fragrance at all. Topless tangerine, I would say, has probably the strongest, which is probably why I like it. But then I did also pick up the new pink, like, retinol one. I haven't tried that one yet, but I did pick this up during, I think it was the last Sephora sale. I love this for a moisturizing body butter. Fantastic. So, had to mention that one. Then, one more skincare product, we'll move into makeup. So, Ole Henriksen. These are the Pout Peptide, or Pout Preserve Peptide Lip Treatments. My personal favorite, I have it in my gym bag. It's the orange one. But then I also have the Creme Brulee. This is the shimmer version. I like both, but I do like the non-shimmer versions better, because I feel like the shimmer, it just doesn't look as flattering as the just plain like clear ones or tinted ones. I really like the scent of the citrus ones, but I have talked about Jack Black lip balms for literally years. That was one of my favorite lip balms of all time. I didn't think anything would top that until this baby right here. I just think this is an excellent lip balm. I like the scents. I like the feel on my lips. I like how it lasts on my lips. I do like the Jack Black a little bit better because it has the SPF in it. So in the summertime, I'll probably reach for that one more. But I notice, like, I'll go into the gym, I'll apply this to my lips, and I don't have to reapply it throughout my gym day. So that is ultimately all that I could ask for when I'm working with a lip balm that usually escapes my lips super quickly. I love the orange one. You can get it at Ulta or Sephora. Both fantastic. And then we'll stick with lip products because I never thought I would, like, rave about an e.l.f. product. These little lip oils, okay, I love these, but I will say that I do wish that these were lip glosses, just because I think these are stunning. So I first initially saw the shade Princess Cut. So in case you missed the name, the Glow Reviver Lip Oil. So this was the first one that I saw in store. Now this is why I say that I wish that it was a lip gloss, because I do have to dip in quite a bit to get the payoff that I'm looking for. And since it's a lip oil, they really don't last on the lips that well. Like, I just freshly applied it before I started the video, and I feel like I already need to reapply it. So this is the shade Princess Cut. And then because I like that one, I did also get Crystal Baller, which is one, I feel like this is the one that, like, blew up first. So it's just like a basic ass sparkly lip oil, but they're so visually appealing to me, and they do give a beautiful look to the lips. They just don't really last that long. So I'm still going to recommend them and say that they're worth the money because I think they are really pretty. If you don't mind reapplying your lip if you don't mind reapplying your lip products, I do recommend these. I think they're like $6. I just wish they were a lip gloss. Next one, we have NARS. So I used to love the NARS Audacious lipsticks. First of all, this entire line I thought was so fucking cute. I love the packaging. But this was the first time that I tried the explicit lipsticks. And this is the shade Only Yours. Can we talk about this packaging, though? So cute. But I did love this palette. But this I felt was like the showstopper in the collection because I love the formula. It doesn't give me as much pigmentation as the Audacious lipsticks, but between the packaging, the color, the formula, I thought this was super pretty. So I did want to recommend that one as well. And then let me just do this one really quick because everybody was raving about these. And I'm like, okay, I feel like MAC lipsticks have always been great. And I do really like the shades that I got, which were... That's not the right one. That's the Samantha Ravindal one. What are you doing here? So I picked up the shade Stone, And I also picked up Cool Teddy. My favorite of the ones that I picked up was Stone because I felt like this is just something that I was looking for in my collection. I love how it's like a taupey brown. Super pretty. Love how it's the satin formula. But I'm so confused at why everybody is like losing their shit about these lipsticks. Like, they're good lipsticks, but the color, like this one, I'm like, okay, I get it because the color is beautiful. And it's a new shade. Like, people are losing their shit over shades that are renamed and they're not the same. Don't make no sense. But Stone is a new shade. It's beautiful and the formula is good. So I would recommend that one. Cool Teddy's also nice, but it's not as cool toned as I would like it to be. Like, on me, it pulls more, I'm going to say neutral, but that's just my opinion. Next thing, not really a new product, but I have been using the piss out of this, so I'm like, okay, I got to mention it. The Rare Beauty Brow Harmony Brow Pencil. I have the shade Cool Brown, and I feel like I could just get my brows done so quick with this. I have it on my brows right now. I like it. It's a brow pencil. It don't really move around on my brows. That's ultimately all that I could ask for. But the main thing that I like about it is how fast I could get my brows done because it's precise enough, but it's also big enough where it's like I could still move relatively quickly. I really like the shape of it. But my favorite thing is the shade. I love when brands have cool toned options for brow products because I personally like a cool toned brow. I think it looks good on me. So I love that one. Other than that, it's a fucking brow pencil. Okay? Next, we have the NARS Afterglow Tempting Eyeshadow Palette. Did you guys really think that I wasn't going to mention a NARS palette? Because you could always count on me to love a NARS palette. So this is what the palette looks like. I did do a dedicated video, or not dedicated video. This was featured in one of my videos. It was like a testing new makeup. I think it was my last video. I love this. It's everything that I look for in NARS palettes. I do have this on my inner corner, and then also on my lower lash line is this shade right here. I just can't get enough of NARS palettes. They aren't anything super original. Like, I feel like the color stories always look very similar to one another, but I don't care because that's what I like. They get me with the packaging, they get me with the color stories, they get me with the textures. I love NARS eyeshadows because they're always super flattering. For somebody like me that has more hooded eyes, I've got the lines, I don't want any texture accentuated. They just give me exactly what I want. So if you guys want to see that featured, I'm pretty sure I have it in my previous video where I'm testing new makeup. Next thing, not a new product, but I've been using this a lot, so I figured I'd mention it. This is from Kaleidos. This is technically a blush, but I use this as a contour. So this is the Kaleidos Mono Blush in the shade Hot Shot. Does that look like a blush to anybody? Probably not. But that's where, when I apply it to my face, I do see where it's got almost like that reddish undertone, I guess, like when you apply it to the skin. But I don't care. It works perfectly for a contour for somebody that is my complexion. At least that's how I like to use it. Okay. Next, more contour. Rare Beauty. I fully anticipated to hate these like with a passion because I'm not the biggest fan of the liquid blushes. But I'm happy to report that these perform much better for me because to me, the liquid blushes are far too pigmented. I get very overwhelmed. I get very intimidated by products that are overly pigmented. So these I expected to be very similar because the packaging is kind of similar. The formula looks kind of similar. But I do favor the shade Gentle. Let me put it on. Let me get it. Hold the phone, guys. Let me try to find a little, oh, perfect. I moved all my shit. Let me try to find a place to put these so you can see them on my actual skin tone instead of over my tattoos. So the first one I got is the shade Gentle. This one right here. That's the shade that I have on my face right now. And then I also have the shade Solace, which I want to say I featured these in a video as well. If not on here, I did feature these on TikTok. So Solace is a little bit deeper. These both work for my complexion right now, but Solace is more ideal for me when I'm a little bit deeper in complexion. So I do prefer the shade Gentle for my skin tone right now, but I can use both of these. Both of these lean more, I'm going to say neutral. I know some of these shades lean more warm toned, so they pull more of like a bronzer. These for me are a perfect contour because I don't like a cool tone contour. I like a neutral tone. These are neutral tone. So just be mindful of that. If you're expecting cool tone, you're really not getting cool toned, I don't think, with any of them. I think most of them lean neutral or warm, which is weird for a contour, but I digress. Fantastic formula, though. Blends out really nicely. It does have a slight sheen to it. It's just, it does have pigmentation, so I like to underpaint with it. I don't think I would apply that on top of my makeup. I like layering it underneath my foundation or skin tint or whatever I'm wearing that day. Anyways, love it. Expected to hate it. Was pleasantly surprised. Next, we have what's on my eyeballs right now, because I see you guys asking in the live chat. This is from Urban Decay. And you will never not convince me that these are not worth every penny. These are the Urban Decay Moondust eyeshadows. This is the newest shade, Diamond Dog. And it's everything that I want in an eyeshadow. It's super flattering. This is why I love the Moondust, because they just give you that twinkling effect that so many eyeshadows do not. If you have, is it called Still at the Club? Still at the Club from Patrick Ta. I feel like you probably don't need this. They're very similar. I think Patrick Ta is a little bit deeper, but this is more ideal, I think, if you have the textured lids. I think it's beautiful. You guys know how I feel about Moondust eyeshadows at this point. I'm always talking about them. I'm always raving about them. I have almost every shade at this point. Normally they go on sale for like half off during the 21 Days of Beauty. I didn't see them featured for this one, but I could be wrong. Anyways. Next. What's next? Let's do some blushes, shall we? I'm going to start with Patrick Ta because I feel like I used to be a fucking hater of Patrick Ta blush duos. So guys, I became a Patrick Ta blush girly. So it's funny because I look at these two side by side. I'm like, wow, can you tell I like a certain shade of blush? So I have two shades. I had three. I'm having difficulty finding one of them, which I better find because it was my favorite one. So the newest two in my collection are She's Flushed and also She Goes to the Gym. So I have She Goes to the Gym is partially what's on my face right now. This is like the base of what's on my face right now. Beautiful shades, super flattering for me. Although, when I look at them side by side, I'm like, are they identical? No. But they're probably close enough where I didn't need both, but I didn't give a shit because I liked how they looked. And they look beautiful on the skin. And what I really like about Patrick Ta blushes is, for the original ones, the powders have that slight sheen to them, so it gives a very natural, beautiful skin-like finish. With the shade She Goes to the Gym, it's a more matte version, which I think if I had to choose between all of them, She Goes to the Gym is like my least favorite as far as I don't like the effect as much because it doesn't have that sheen. Like I wish that this one had that sheen to it. I wish it wasn't matte because that's just what I like. There is the other shade that I can't remember the name of it, but it's very similar to She's Flushed. I think it's just a little bit lighter, but it has that sheen. Is so fucking good. If I find it, I'll feature it in a future video. That way you guys can see. Most likely I'll find it before like my Sephora favorites. But I just think these blushes are beautiful. I think they paired really nicely. They layer on top of all my makeup perfectly. Could not recommend those enough. I think they're fabulous. And then another one that pleasantly surprised me was the Natasha Denona High Glam. This is how you know I love a formula, okay? I love this one so much because I saw this in store like on a whim. They were not supposed to have these. And I just happened to see the lady walking around with them when they were they just launched that day and she happened to have them. So I picked up this one. I'm like, fuck it. I just want to try it for a video. I like that so much. I got two more. I haven't tried these ones yet, so I can't speak on these. So the initial one was the shade Vamped. And the main thing that I like about this is this blush right here. So this looks hella intimidating. It looks way too dark for my complexion, but it fucking works. I don't love the highlighter nearly as much. Like, I think it's really beautiful. It kind of gives me Westman Atelier Super Loaded Tinted Highlighter, just not as good. But I just feel like I would have much rather have just bought this by itself. But I'm not mad at the highlighter. I just think this highlighter specifically, that's why I bought the lighter ones. I think they're going to be more flattering for me. Although this does work for my complexion, it's just I don't really notice it that much. So I'm going to do swatches like you're getting these over my tattoo. So when you swatch it, it looks like it's going to be too much. Like this looks like it doesn't even show up. It doesn't really look like it's even really there. I'm going to put this on the top of my cheek. That way you could see just what I'm talking about. Like it just doesn't have that punch, I don't feel. Like, I feel like it doesn't even look like I just applied anything. That's where I almost just wish that she would just launch these cream blushes by themselves. Because I initially wasn't going to get these because I really don't love Natasha's cream to powder blush formula. And that's what I thought that this was. This is like a true cream blush and it's fantastic. So this shade right here, the reason I bought these other ones is because this lasts all fucking day. Like, that's one of the best longevity cream blushes I have ever used. So I don't know if it's because it's the color and because it's more pigmented and it's deeper, but it looks so good on my skin. I love it. So the fact that I bought 2 more, I feel like that says enough. But I'll keep you guys posted if my thoughts change as I try the other colors. But I feel like, I don't know, like, I like the highlight in the sense that it gives you almost like that, like, kind of sweaty look to the face without being like sticky or anything like that. It gives you almost like a glass finish. It's just, I think it's that color that I'm like, I just feel like it's not the best suited for my complexion. So I do love that though. Now, I'm going to do some honorable mentions, which, can we talk about orange cream Coca-Cola? But 2 more. Oh my God, you scared me. Scared the shit out of me. Let me talk about these 2 real quick. I love you too. Oh my God, did he scare anybody else? All right, so I have to mention these because I used this for the first time yesterday. And I love this. Like, I already know this is going to be a love. I already know this is going to be a Sephora sale recommendation. It's the Saie Super Suede Radiant Blush Powder in the shade Chow. First of all, can we talk? You can't get the effect because it doesn't focus. Can we talk about this shade though? Need I say more? This is everything that I love. Let me do a different finger because you could see that vamp shade underneath. Let's do the ring finger. What a perfect, like, orangey tone terracotta blush. And when I applied this to my face in my TikTok live yesterday, everybody was like, oh my God. Because it doesn't apply too heavily. Like, it looks more intimidating than it actually is. Let me grab a brush real quick and see if I can show you the overall effect that I'm talking about with this blush. I do wish the packaging was a little bit more, like, substantial. But I don't think that these are priced too badly. So when you see it pick up on a brush, you're like, whoa, probably gonna be too much. But then when you blend it out, I'm not left-handed, so this feels really weird for me. When you blend it out, it's really not too bad. So it's very buildable. But when you build this up, though, let me just see if I can put the, you're not gonna see the true effect of it because I already have completely different colors on. But when I first saw this, I'm like, could this be a new Becca Songbird? It's not the same, it's darker. But we tried, okay? We tried. This is so fucking beautiful. Ask anybody that watched my live last night. They're all going to tell you it's phenomenal. And then we have this one. This is the one that I used in tonight's live. And I kind of kicked myself for putting a cream over the top of it because of how pretty it looked. But I'm going to show you what it looks like anyways. So these, first of all, have some of the best packaging I've ever seen on a blush. So this is the YSL Make Me Blush in the shade 42 or Baby Doll Pink. When I first looked at this, I'm like questioning myself because this was one of the few that was left in stock. There was 2 shades that I really wanted, but they were both sold out. So I'm like, okay, let me step out of my comfort zone. Let me get something that I don't typically go for because it is more expensive. You guys get it. So I looked at this one. I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to do it. When I applied this to my face today, because this is one that has a slight sheen to it. So when you swatch it, it looks fucking crazy. It doesn't look like this on your face. Calm down. So what I wanted this for was to lighten up any blush that would be normally like too pigmented. Or I wanted this to be a blush that I could add into another blush that would make my blushes a little bit more pinky toned, but also give me a luminous finish because that's what this has. So some of the blushes in this collection have that luminosity, but then other ones are more, I was just reading a comment. So what was I saying? Some of them have that luminosity, but then some of them are matte. This is one of them that is luminous. So let me try this and see if it'll work again, because this is the purpose that I wanted it for. So I do have, obviously, luminosity going on my face, but I promise this looked so fucking good when I applied it earlier. See how it just gives me a little bit more of that pinky toned, but it gives me more of that luminosity. That's exactly what I wanted out of this. And I think this is so fucking beautiful. Not anything that I would normally wear on its own, but since I am a lot more fair than how I typically look, like normally I'm a lot more tan, but I feel like I'm definitely more on the fair side. So a lot of my blushes are running a lot darker than what I'm used to. So having something like this where I could almost like lighten up everything, or if you're fair skin tone, it's fucking gorgeous. I'm so glad that I got this because it's so different for my collection. And then also to be able to add that luminosity, like I just think it looks so good. You guys let me know what you think, but bitch, it's so pretty. So that is going to be also in my Sephora recommendations. Now let me finish this up with a brush recommendation. Now I did a brush recommendation video, but it was like crickets. Like it barely got any views, which whatever. I'm not that active on YouTube, I get it. So I have to talk about this one right here though. So this is the Crystal Cosmetics K21. I'm sure you're seeing a lot of people showcasing these blue handled brushes, which I have come to become friends with Crystal. So I love supporting her brand to begin with. I am now an affiliate of her brand, but these are some of the best synthetic brushes of all time. And you're probably like, Brittany, wait, we've heard you say that before. Like, I thought you loved BK Beauty. I thought you loved this brand. I thought you loved this brand. Listen, I love them all, okay? I'm just making room for a new brush that is on another fucking level. Like, these brushes are so insanely soft. Like, it gives you almost like what you're getting with natural hair, but they're synthetic. So for my complexion products, I love these because they're not like spiky. They're super soft. They blend out perfectly. This brush specifically, I love because it's multi-purpose. Like I can do my concealer, I could do my contour, my blush, my bronzer. I could do everything. I could do foundation with it. I could do almost every single step of my complexion with this one brush. I feel like this is just perfection. And since she lets me talk about it on TikTok, I'm going to tell you guys too that I'm testing brushes for her. And there's another one that's coming that is so fucking good, or at least it better be coming. Keep an eye on this brand because she's got so many brushes in the works that are going to be so fucking good that I promise you. Keep your eye. Here, I'm going to turn it this way so you can get the look at the logo. Crystal Cosmetics. Remember that name. These brushes are available. There's the K21, there's the K1, there's a bunch of eye brushes, but the K21, if I had to pick one brush, this is the one. That's the one I would highly recommend. And lastly, let's finish off with some misses, shall we? So if you guys haven't yet, thumbs up the video because why not? This might be unpopular, but I feel like I've started to see more videos saying not the best things about it. So I'm like, okay, I don't feel as bad anymore because I was like the only one being like, I don't think this is worth it. So this is the Haus Labs Be Structural Volumizing and Lengthening Mascara. So this is what it looks like if anybody cares. I don't think this is worth it because one, it's $29 and it bums me out because I thought this was excellent at like lengthening and separating my lashes and it doesn't really clump, but this gets all over my under eyes. Like I have very few that flake like that or get like that smudginess under my eyes. Very few mascaras do that, and this is one of the worst for me. So this was an immediate no for me. I'm just like, nope, I don't get the hype. I don't think it's that good. I do see where people like it for like the lengthening and separating, like I said, but there's other ones that are available that aren't going to give you that like wonky under eye situation. Like, have you ever heard of Tower 28? Because that's one of my favorites. Or even the YSL. Or brands like Maybelline and L'Oreal, they crush it when it comes to mascara. So, I don't know. I just don't think that this is worth it. If you guys had a different experience, feel free to let us know, but it's a miss for me. Next, we have Makeup by Mario. Now, I don't hate this, but I just expected more. Like, I wanted more. I thought more of you. So, this is the shade Rustic Pink. Like, this was one that I just thought that I would use, like, the piss out of it. And I do think it's really nice as far as, like, I like the applicator. It does give you that shiny, juicy reflectiveness. But there's nothing really special about it, I don't think. Like, I wish that this had, like, the sparkliness, and this is probably just down to my preference. I wish it lasted longer. Not that all, like, how do I want to explain this? Not that all lip glosses usually last that long, but when I'm spending this kind of money, like, I want it to last more than 5 seconds. Come on. So that one, I was just like, I'm glad I only got one because I was so tempted to buy, like, the whole range. And I'm glad that I just got one. So I'm like, okay, I can enjoy it for what it is, but I just expected that to become, like, top tier gloss. And it was just like, okay, it's fine. But it just didn't live up to my high expectations. I think that's what it is. Maybe I just have, like, super high expectations when it comes to makeup artist brands, especially brands from Makeup by Mario, because I love him. So I think that's everything that I wanted to discuss in today's video as far as current favorites. I really haven't been doing much makeup, which is why you haven't seen me, but hopefully this is me getting back into the routine. You'll see Sephora videos coming from me. The Sephora recommendations, if you want, like, any type of Sephora videos you guys want to see, let me know, because I know that's coming up in less than a month now, but we have plenty of time to get those videos out for you. So if you guys did like this, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up or thumbs it down. That's cool too. Any other videos you guys want to see, let me know, and hopefully I will see you in my next one. Okay, bye!